Hello, hi guys. So today we are going to install the SCCM prerequisites. Okay. So in the previous video, we configured the SQL server completely. So in this video, we'll install the SCCM prerequisites. Okay. So first of all, we need to configure the CM server. So we need to change the IP address. So uncheck basics. So this will be your 10.10.11 and DNS 10.10.10. And then the name and the domain. Name will be CM SRV and domain lab.com. It is restarting. So log in with the lab admin. So we are in the CM server now. So now we can install the pre-checks. So what we need means, so let me minimize this one. So first thing, we need to extend the AD schema. We need to extend the AD schema, and then we need to create a system management container in the AD and provide full control to the CM server. Okay, and then need to add the CM server system account in the SQL server. Okay, and then need to install the ADK and WinPE. And after that, need to install the required roles and features. Okay, and finally, we can install the configuration manager software. Okay, so these are the things need to do. Okay, so first of all, please copy the downloaded files in this local server. So what we need to copy in this server means, so we need to copy ADK and WinPE, and then the SQL server native client, main same software. Okay, so let's copy the required files in this downloads folder. Then we can begin. Okay, okay, fine. So we copied the required files in this local server. So we have ADK, ADK WinPE, SQL native client, and then SCCM server software. So MCM config manager 2303, this is the self extractor. So we need to open this one, run as admin, and extract the files in this download folder. Okay. So you can extract some other location also. So if you like, you can change the path. So click extract now. So in the meanwhile, we need to add one more driver. Okay, so one more hard disk. So we need to install the SCCM in a separate drive. So for that, we need to add one more hard disk. So for that, go to the file, settings, SCSI controller, hard drive, add, new, dynamically expanding only. So locate where the server is installed. Okay, provide that exact path. So name it as CMDB and then click next. So for the size, so I'm going to keep it as 500 GB and then click OK and finish. Click OK here. So now we attach the 500 GB hard disk. So we need to format now. So for that, we need to go to the disk management and GBD format and new sample. And then name it as CMDB and finish. So now we have 500 GB of hard disk. Okay. So one more thing we need to do is, by default, while installing with the SCCM server, site system roles and everything, it will take the C drive as the default path. Okay. To avoid that, So we need to install in the D drive, not in the C drive. Okay. So to avoid that thing, we need to add one file in the C drive. So we need to add this file wherever you don't want that SCCM files to be installed. Okay. So we have only a C drive and D drive here. So we'll add that file in the C drive. So for that, you need to open one text file. Okay. So just create a text file and then go to the views and click this one, file name extensions. So we are changing the extension as well. So we are not going to write anything inside this text file. So only we need to change the name of the text file and the extension. So the name should be no underscore SMS underscore on underscore drive dot SMS. And then click yes. So this is the file, SMS file. You need to paste in the drives where you don't want the SCCM files. Okay. So this one, cut from here and paste it on C drive. Continue. So it is done. So it is still extracting the files, I guess. Yeah, it is still extracting. So let it be. You can minimize. So in the meanwhile, we can install the ADK. Okay, ADK. So we can directly install the files from here. So if you want to save these ADK files and then can install in some other servers as well. So the file size will be 1.9 GB or lesser or more. Okay. So you can save these files, you can download the files, and then you can copy to any server. Okay. So that is exactly what I've done here. I'll show you. So I downloaded the ADK files. That is my file look like this with the installers as well. Okay. So you can do it as well. Otherwise, you can directly, I think you only have this file only, adk setup.exe. When you open this one, you can directly install that one. Okay. So it should be a C drive or D drive, anything. There is no issue. Okay. We can proceed. Click next. Click no here. We don't need to send any insights to the Microsoft. Click next. That's it. So here we only need two items. Okay. So uncheck remaining things. So what we need is only deployment tools and user state migration tool. These two tools will help to install the operating system by using the SCCM server. Okay. So in the OST section, we'll discuss more about this tool again. Okay. So no worries. So click install. So close this one and open the ADK WinPE. So here only the WinPE is available. So install that one. So this Windows pre-installation environment, you can say in short form WinPE or Windows PE. Okay. So this helps to download the boot files and the OS files while we are deploying the OS from the SCCM server. Okay. So we'll discuss more about this in the OST section. Okay. So click install now. So close it now. So it seems it is extracted completely here, CM software. So this is the main folder, c.detail.lm. So open this one. So we need to extend the AD schema, right? So go to the SMS setup and then bin, then x64. So search ext adsh. So here it is. So the full form is extend AD schema. Okay, ext adsch. So right click and run as admin. That is done. So we can cross check in the C drive. So here we can have the log file extadsh.log. So when you open this log file, we have a line here. Successfully extended the Active Directory schema. Okay, that is done completely. So next thing, we can do? We can create a system management container and provide the full control to the CM server. Okay. So we already installed the ADK, WinPE, and ADK. So we need to install the roles as well. We'll do that. So we need to add the CM server system account in SQL. Okay. So we'll do that now. Okay, fine. Let's do that now. So you are in the SQL server. So just open the local user, go to groups, administrator, add object types, select the computers, click OK, CM SRV and check names, click OK and apply. See, computer icon. So computer account is added in this server. Click OK and then close. So for the better communication, so I prefer to add the SQL Server system account in the CM server. Okay, local users, the CM server, go to groups, administrator. So add the SQL Server computer account, SQL SRB. Okay, and then apply and okay. It's good. So now we can go to the AD server. And here we need to create the system management container. So for that, we need to open ADSI edit. Okay, there from the tools, ADSI edit. So here, just right click and then connect to and click OK. So expand this one. Here we have system, right click, new object, select the container here, next, and type system space management and next and finish. So right click on system management, properties, security, advanced, add here, select a principal, object types, computers, and select CM SRV, set names, okay, and then full control. So here you need to make sure applies to this object and all descendant objects. Okay, then now click OK, apply, then OK, and then OK again. So we have the system management container and full rights for the CM server. So we can close it now. So and then go to the CM server. So now we can install the required roles and features. Okay, so for that, system manager, go to dashboard, roles and features. You can skip the primary page. Click next, next, next. So here we need to add Windows Server Updates role. Okay. So why we need to add this role means to deploy the monthly patches to the our EUC computers. So we need these server update services in the primary site system. So it means the CM server. Okay. So it is a recommended thing. So it is not mandatory to have that in the primary server. So you can have that in a dedicated server. We can call it as WSS server. Okay. So that will be a secondary thing. So most of the people recommend to have that in the CM server itself. Okay. So we'll configure these WSS later. So before that, we need to add some features. Okay. And then we need to configure the IIS. So what's the features we need to add? We need to add the .NET 3.5 and then bits, add features. So expand this 4.8. So select the ASP.NET and expand this WCF services. Select the HTTP activation, add features. So scroll down and select the remote differential compression. It is called in short form RDC. So I think it's enough. So click next and next again. So in this IIS, you need to configure some things. Okay. So here we need to add the dynamic content compression. So this one is good, HTTP features. And then here we need to add the basic authentication, client certification mapping, IP and domain restrictions, URL authentication, and Windows authentication. In the application deployment, you need to add .NET 3.5, ASP 3.5, server side included. So click on the FTP as well. And for the management tools, you need to provide each and everything. And features, okay. So here as well. So it's good now. So we configure the IAS as required. We can click next and then proceed with the installation. So before that, I'd like to show you one website page. That is the official documents. So in the official document, we have that here, which is the get started. And then evaluate configuration manager in a lab. And then set your lab. So when you scroll down here, the Microsoft itself clearly mention what configurations we need to perform while creating our own lab. Okay. So when you scroll down, here it's saying we need the this type of collation exactly. So we already have this collation. Okay. And also some ports it mentioning 4022 for the SQL service broker. And also system management container. So we recently created this one. Okay. And provided the full control to the CM server. So we extended the AD schema as well. And we selected the required features, .NET 3.5. And so here it's showing 4.5, but we are using the latest version of Windows Server OS. So that is the reason we have the 4.8 version. Okay. So we selected the required items here. We selected the IIS and the bits and RDC as well. So in the IIS configuration, we selected the required things only here. So if you require, you can cross check the items. Okay, the IIS items. So you can minimize this one. See, in the left side, we have the IIS configured. In the right side, we have the document. So completely what they recommended. So we selected those things only. Okay, okay, fine. So everything is good. Can close this one. So now we are good to proceed with the installation. So click next. So here it is saying they will need to specify an alternate source path. Okay, and also it is saying one or more installation sections are missing source files on the destination server. Okay, so it is missing source files because so we selected the .NET 3.5, so which is not part of this OS. Okay, so for that we need to add the source files in this specify an alternate source path link. Okay, so click this one. So here in this wizard, we need to copy the source files. Okay, so where you can copy the source files. Okay, from where means so we already have the our installation DVD drive, like server DVD drive. So open that one, go to the sources and then SXS. So here we have the 3.5 and NetFX 3. So copy this source location, then paste it here, click OK, and then install. So it will take some time, so please wait. So in the meanwhile, we can install the SQL Server native client. Okay. So click this one. So click next. Accept the license. Next. So here it is showing X mark. So click on that one and select the second option. Entire feature will be installed on the local drive. Then click next and install and finish. So we install the SQL Server and ADKs as well. So better to remove these things. And we extracted the files as well. So we don't need this one as well. Close. So before proceeding further, so better to download the required items. Okay. So required items for the this CM server software. Okay. So what are those means? So when you click this splash.hta, it will open like this. So here we have an option like download required prechecks. Okay, prerequisites files. So click on this one and click yes. So provide the source file. So you can provide the downloads folder and then make a folder like pre-checks or something and then click OK and download now. Okay, so download the files then we can proceed. Okay, so it is installed. So we can close this one. So the files also downloaded completely. Okay, the pre-checks folder. So we can close this one as well. So now we can install the WSS server. So click on the add roles and features. Click next, next, and select this one. Windows Server updates and services, add features. Click next, next, next. So here we can have the two options. Okay, so we can save the WSS files in the Windows internal database, which is WIT connectivity. Otherwise, we can have the database in the SQL server, which is third option, SQL server connectivity. Okay, so there in the SQL server, it will create a database which is called susdb, susdb, and then the WSS files will save in that SQL susdb database. Okay, so you can provide any one of these. Okay, it's up to you only. Okay, this is optional. So you can use the WID connectivity. Otherwise, you can uncheck this one and provide the SQL connectivity and provide the SQL server name and instance. It will create a sysdb in that SQL server. Okay. So for this lab purpose, I'd like to keep it as default WID connectivity only. Okay. Then click next. So here we need to provide the location to save the WSS files. So for that, so I can create a folder in the D drive. Can name it as WSS underscore files and provide this location here. Then click next and install. Okay, it is installed now. So we need to launch the post installation task. So click this one and please wait. So if you're connecting this database with the SQL server, okay, so while configuring the post installation tasks, so you need to be more careful because you need to have the proper communication between the CM server and the SQL server. So if the communication is not happened, it will fail to configure the post installation tasks. Okay, so it is completed now, successfully configured. You can close. See, we have the files in this folder. These are the WSS files. Okay, close this one as well. So it seems we configured the prerequisites completely. So we are good to proceed with this installation. Okay, so that will be in our next video. So until then, have a great day. Bye.